gentlemen, it's your favorite apostle, Robert Enos. You know, I am trying something new here, something that I haven't done before, at least like this. I'm doing my podcast, but also, I still think they call them podcasts, but on video. Hey, I'm wearing my Israel hat. I got this the first time I went to Israel several years ago. And, I dug it up and I'm wearing it again. Yes, you guys hear me say on the videos that I don't have much hair. That's why I wear a hat. So, Israel. Anyways, I'm trying this new format of video and audio. So I'll take the audio and put it in a podcast like on Spotify and everything like that. But I'll take the video and post it somewhere on YouTube or something of that nature. Now you guys can see, I don't know why the background is kind of blurry like that, but that looks kind of cool. So anyways, I'm going to be getting used to this. So please work with me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to find the best way to do these to reach more people and make this more enjoyable for you. So that if you're driving your car, you can certainly have the audio. But if you're sitting at home or on the job, you can listen, watch it, and see my beautiful face. I gotta get used to which way to look at this. Anyways, God bless you all. It's great to be here, and I don't know if it's great for you to see me, but I wish I could see you. And I also have a lot of ideas on what I'm going to be doing real soon with call-in programs, getting more guests on here to, I don't know if interview would be the right thing to say, but more of a roundtable discussion on certain topics and such. So work with me, and if you have any ideas, email me, and maybe we can do that. As a matter of fact, I want to put this out there. Email me, and I will put my email up in this video somewhere. But for those of you just listening to the audio, it's GWCCRobert, like one word, GWCCRobert @gmail.com. You know, I have other emails that are a little bit more professional. I've just been using that Gmail account for so many years that that's just my go-to account. So GWCCRobert @gmail.com. Email me. Give me some ideas. What would you like to hear me talk about, or maybe even join in the conversation? So, throw that out to me, and we'll see what we can do with that. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I want to read something to you. It's nice being able to do this because basically I have a big screen right in front of me, so I can see my computer and I can look kind of in a camera. I don't really like where the camera is. It's on top of this big screen, so it's looking down on me, and I feel like intimidated because it's looking down on me like a little camera robot. Anyways, let's get into this. I want to read something to you from the Daily Wire. Now, the reason I like the Daily Wire is because, well, they're conservative, so they don't really have this weird agenda. Most of their articles are truthful. They're all truthful, but they're not aimed. I wouldn't call it a news, like news. I guess it is, but it's not really news in that sense. It's like opinion pieces or articles that talk about the truth, but in a very easy to read, kind of conservative. You're not going to get all this weird nonsense pushed down your throat. So anyways, I want to read this. It says this. It says ICE arrest. Oh, wait a minute. Ooh, I know. ICE. Oh my gosh. ICE. That's like the SS for the Nazis. I mean, we hear all the nonsense out there. All the foolishness, all the silliness about ICE. And ICE is just out there doing their job, upholding our laws, ladies and gentlemen, upholding our laws. So anyways, ICE arrests Islamic leader accused of aiding Hamas. He's lived in the U.S. for decades. Now, I'm going to try to say his name but I'm probably going to butcher it. I'm terrible with names. I don't know why. I'm just not very good with names. Salah Sarsauer was issued a green card under former President Bill Clinton after lying on his immigration application, Homeland Security said. And this article was published April 3rd. What's today? I believe today's the 3rd. That was today, 2026, by Zach Jewell, and this is on Daily Wire. So if you want to look at it, you can. And, there's a picture of this gentleman, and quite frankly, he just looks like some dude that'd be walking down the street. Looks like a family guy and all of that. The only reason I point that out, because it kind of took me a little bit when I saw it, but that's the way, these types of things, when we are, let me see if I can get this camera angle just a little bit better. Hey, I like that a little bit better. Anyways, so when you look at somebody like this, you would never think that these people, are here illegally. These people are here with ties to Hamas, terrorists. So, we just got to be on the lookout. We got to keep our guard up. And ICE, thank you. We need you doing these types of things because this is ridiculous. And again, this guy lied on his application, and who let him in? Well, it was the Clinton administration, Democrats, ladies and gentlemen. Let me read this. The Trump administration arrested. I like how they say that, like Trump had something to do with it. Like he was out there on the streets arresting people, but whatever. The Trump administration arrested the president of the Islamic Society of Milwaukee. The Department of Homeland Security said on Thursday, describing the man as a Jordanian terrorist. So, the Trump administration, I'm assuming ICE, arrested this gentleman and called him or described him as a Jordanian terrorist. Salah Sarsauer, who has lived in the United States for 30 years, was convicted in Israel as a teenager after throwing Molotov cocktails at the homes of Israeli soldiers. He has also been accused of helping raise money for Hamas in the 1990s. Sarsauer was issued a green card under former President Bill Clinton after lying on his immigration application, Homeland Security said. Sarsauer has been the president of the Islamic Society of Milwaukee for the past 5 years. The society is the largest Islamic group in Wisconsin, the New York Times reported. He is also a board member of the American Muslims for Palestine, a group that has faced scrutiny over alleged links to Hamas and the support for Intifada. In the wake, I like that word, Intifada. He has a support for Intifada in the wake of Hamas' October 7, 2023 terrorist attack on Israel. So he's linked to Hamas. He's raised money for Hamas. He's called a Jordanian terrorist. And let's see, what does it say exactly here? The American Muslims for Palestine, a group that has faced scrutiny over alleged links to Hamas and support for the Intifada in the wake of Hamas's October 7, 2023 attack on Israel. So this guy, in some way, one way or another, was linked to, directly or otherwise, to the attacks on Israel from Hamas out of Gaza Strip, the October 7, the infamous October 7 day, where Israeli men, women, children were brutally murdered, raped, tortured, many taken captive. And so this guy was connected to him, and he was right here in the good old United States of America. It says this terrorist will remain in ICE custody pending removal proceedings, DHS said. Now, again, there's this picture of him. It's kind of interesting. And it says this, and this is actually a segment from Homeland Security that says, today ICE Government arrested a Jordanian national with a prior conviction for throwing a Molotov cocktail at the homes of Israeli forces. He lied on his immigration application and became a green card holder under President Clinton. This terrorist will remain in ICE custody pending removal proceedings. We got some issues, ladies and gentlemen, because let me keep reading because this gets disgusting, actually. The Trump administration posted the description of and photo of Sarsauer on social media in response to Wisconsin Democratic Governor Tony Evers criticizing the administration over Sarsauer's arrest. So, Wisconsin's governor, who happens to be a Democrat, he criticizes the administration, ICE, Trump, the administration, over Sarsauer's arrest. So this guy is a terrorist. He's known for his terrorist activities. He's raised money for Hamas. He's linked to the October 7 murders of Israelis from Hamas. And he's going to criticize the administration for arresting him. He goes on to say, now this is Wisconsin Democrat Governor Tony Evers. Targeting people because of their beliefs or background is wrong, Evers said. This is clearly about sowing division and fear and doesn't help make Wisconsin safer. I'm thinking of Mr. Sarsauer's family in this difficult time, and I join Representative Gwen Moore in calling for his immediate release. I can almost see him. I didn't see him when he made this statement. I don't know if it was written or if it was verbal. I'm assuming he spoke. He probably did a press conference or something of that nature. Or maybe someone asked him, hey, what do you say about this? I can almost see him up there. He's a Democrat, ladies and gentlemen. Democrats have there's not a lot of intellect there. So it's all emotion based. So I'm imagining him saying something like this. Oh, you know, I did this, and then I realized that's something that Tucker Carlson is now doing. Anyways, targeting people because of their beliefs or background is wrong. This is clearly about sowing division and fear and doesn't help make Wisconsin safer. I'm thinking about Mr. Sarsauer's family. I'm thinking about his poor family, his wife and children's in this difficult time. And I join Representative Gwen Moore in calling for his immediate release. Give me a tissue, please. Give me a tissue. Oh, my goodness. The tear-jerking, Democrat, liberal, irritating nonsense. Oh, I feel for him, his poor family. Well, you know what? Mr. What's his name? Evers, Governor Tony Evers, Democrat. You know, Mr. Sarsauer didn't really care too much about his own family when he was out there running around doing these terrible things, knowing that he can get caught, knowing that he can get arrested, knowing that he could be sent away, and he didn't care about them. So the fact that you say that you care about Mr. Sarsauer's family, I'm just thinking about his family, his poor wife and kids. Oh, and that little puppy they just got, that little puppy that they just got is so cute, and he's going to miss his master. Oh, my gosh. Mr. Sarsauer didn't care about his family, didn't care about the little puppy, didn't care about anybody else. He linked himself to terrorists. And I agree with ICE. If he truly did all of these things, he is a Jordanian, he's from Jordan, I suppose, Jordanian terrorist. And we don't need terrorists here. So the fact, Democrat, Governor Tony Evers, is that his name? See, already I want to forget his name. Already I don't even want to think about who this guy is, what he's all about. So, Democrat, Governor of Wisconsin, Tony Evers, shame on you. Shame on you to put this Muslim terrorist, this Jordanian terrorist, above the people of your state. He's linked This isn't about religion. This isn't about any of that. It's about throwing Molotov cocktails at people in the hopes of burning them alive and killing them. That's what this guy did. It's about funding and being connected to Hamas, a terrorist group. Why is it so difficult? I really don't understand. Why is it so difficult for Democrats to understand these things? Why? When you put these immigrants that are tied to terrorism and are terrorists themselves, you put them above the American people, the very people that you claim that you are representing and that you are protecting and that you're taking care of. No, I'm sorry. I hope that you lose your next election by a landslide, lose it, and that we never have to hear your voice or hear your name ever again. And I would say that about all Democrats. I think there's only one Democrat that I have any kind of real respect for, John Fetterman. And, but all these other guys, sick, un-American, anti-American, don't care about the American people, but he's so concerned about Mr. Sarsauer's family. I can't even get the word out. I'm so emotional right now. Family. Oh, give me a break. So, anyways, let me finish this. Just wrap this up. It's not very long. Hundreds of Muslims gathered for a rally at the Islamic Society of Milwaukee's Salem school gym following the arrest of Sarsauer, the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reported. Othman Atta, the executive director for the Islamic Society of Milwaukee Mosque, told the crowd they want to criminalize advocacy for Palestine. That is the only reason he's being targeted. There is nothing else. Well, you guys need to really make up your mind about why he's being targeted. But whatever. He's not being targeted for advocacy for Palestine necessarily, but it all depends on which Palestinian he's talking about. Hamas? Murderers? Thugs? Rapists? So, yeah, I don't think they want to criminalize advocacy for those Palestinians. We already have. In my mind, they're criminals. You rape somebody, you're a criminal. You kill somebody, you're a criminal. You bust through the dividing fence that keeps you separate and murder babies. You're a criminal. And, well, quite frankly, in my mind, I've already criminalized the Palestinians. So, yeah. So I'm not saying you necessarily were lying or anything like that, but that's why he was targeted. He's a Jordanian terrorist. And he belongs, I hope they don't ship this guy away. I hope they just put him in a cage for a very, 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 very long time. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has vowed to strip the legal status of immigrants found to be Hamas supporters. Good. Thank you, Marco Rubio. 2 thumbs up. Thank you, Marco Rubio, for doing that. Because these Hamas supporters, these wicked murderers, why support a murderer? This is the religion of peace. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is Islam, the religion of peace. Well, they're not going to be happy until you're in pieces. So I guess, I don't know, maybe we just been misspelling that word peace. Maybe it's not peace like we think, P-E-A-C-E. Maybe it's P-I-E-C-E. Did I spell that correctly? They're not happy until you're in pieces, until I'm in pieces. Yeah, so it's the religion of getting everybody else or making everybody else go to pieces. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, and how anybody can support that in any way. It's a wickedness unto itself. So, anyways, last year the Trump administration arrested pro-Palestinian activist Mahmoud Khalil, who led an anti-Israel, anti-America demonstrations at Columbia University after the October 7 attacks. The Trump administration won a legal victory in January over its arrest of Khalil when a federal court ruled that he could be taken back into custody after the lower court ordered his release. What is happening in the United States of America, where we can have somebody who is a Hamas supporter after October 7th? We know, it's very well documented, the atrocities of Hamas, these Palestinians, Hamas in Israel. They've killed, murdered, killed anybody that they could kill, any Israeli that they could kill, men, women, children. They raped the women. There's reports that they took little infants, shoved them into ovens, closed the door, turned the oven on, and walked away. To have those little infants baked to death in that oven. There's other things that they did, that Hamas did, that is absolutely so wicked. I mean, that's wicked. That is wicked. No matter how you look at it, no matter how you spin it, it's absolute evil on display. And there's other things sexually, pervertedly, that they have done with the women and even, dare I say, corpses. And this is all proven. This is all witnesses. All see. They were taking videos themselves of their perversion and wickedness. And the world still wants to say, free Palestine. Free Palestine. And then these guys that are connected to Hamas, the very people that did this wickedness. And then some judge in America, oh, you've got to let them go. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. Am I living in another land? Am I living in the is this the Twilight Zone? Is this the Twilight Zone? I didn't hear the dee, but I'm thinking that I missed it because this must be the Twilight Zone. That any American, let alone an American judge, orders the release of a gentleman, I assume that's a gentleman, anyways, a person, this pro-Palestinian activist, Mahmoud Khalil. See, I'm terrible with names anyways, but especially names from other countries like this. If it sounds, I'm not really trying to make fun of them, at least not in this area. I'm really trying to understand their names. So Mahmoud Khalil, did I say it? Mahmoud Khalil? I don't know. I think that's it. But anyways, it's just, this is disgusting to me. And I've, you know what? I don't know how to do this necessarily, but we've got to remove these activist judges. We've got to remove these very left-leaning, soft on crime, wicked, anti-American, unpatriotic, evil judges that say like, oh, yeah, we know that he's linked, he's connected to Hamas. And they just butchered people mercilessly, and he's connected to him. He was on an American university calling out for the destruction of Israel, calling out for the destruction of America, the very place that he's standing on. You know, this doesn't, and then you got to release him after he's arrested. You got to release him. No, we don't. Here's another thing, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you've thought of this, but I think of this quite often, to be honest with you. Every time I see or hear on American soil where an American Muslim, when I say that, whether they came over here as immigrants or they're homegrown, but when a Muslim in America, especially those who have come over, like we saw the Somalis in Minnesota, and we see the different ones different, and then they start attacking or causing fraud or attacking, murdering, killing, that type of thing, raping. The United States of America, foolishly, but the United States of America opened their arms to these people and said, welcome in. Welcome to America. Come on in. We when I say we, not me, I never would do this, but I'm just talking about America in general. Gave them places to live, jobs to work, food to eat, you know. And how do they reward us? How do they reward the generosity of America? Whether it was right or wrong, I think it's wrong to do that. But right or wrong, good or bad or anything like that, let's face it. When somebody comes, let's say into your home, somebody comes into your home and you say, welcome to your home. Make yourself at home. Let me go get you some food. Oh, are you tired? Why don't you stay for a week? Let's say a week. You got a comfortable bed. I'll take care of everything. I'll feed you. I'll wash your clothes. If you want to go somewhere, I'll drive you there. If you want a little bit of spending money so you can go buy some gifts at the gift store down the street, I'll do that for you. And then let's say they kill your dog. Not the dog. Yeah, they kill your dog after you've been so gracious and kind to them. You've opened your door to them and they kill your dog. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I really like my dog. And if somebody tried to do that, especially after I was so gracious, I don't know what I would do, but it would not be pretty. So think of that on a grander scale. These horrible countries, these third world, I'm not even going to call them third world. I'm just talking about just these horrible countries where people have a difficult time living, getting ahead in life, raising their family, all of these things. They can't wait to get out of these garbage countries, and get to the United States of America, the land of the free, the home of the brave, and pursue the American dream. So we let them in. And to get them started, we give them money, we give them health care, we give them a home to live in, we give them food to eat, we give them, really I would like to think it's a hand up, but come on, let's face it, we're giving them a huge hand out. And how do now I'm not going to say all of them, but how do many of these people thank us for that? By robbing from us, stealing from us through fraud, by raping our women and our children, by killing our people. I was just watching a clip the other day where these Muslims, younger, I'm talking right around maybe 20 years old, anywhere from like 18 to 22, 23, something like that. So they're young. We're just in mobs going down the street, and they started attacking for no reason this older gentleman. Yeah, this older man he was sitting on what looked like a bus bench or something, and they started first fighting or arguing with them, and then the next thing you know, one of these young guys just takes a swing and cold cocks this old man. Yeah, and the story was he was about 80, 82, something like this. This was an older gentleman, and this young 25-year-old cowardly punk from another country that should be so grateful for being here, instead of showing his gratitude and saying to that older gentleman, thank you for allowing me in your country and giving me hope and giving me a place to stay, giving me a home instead of that garbage country that I came from. Thank you. Instead of thanking him, he cold cocks him, punches him. And we see this type of thing over and over and over and over again. As a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, so I just read to you about this guy, Sarsauer. I don't know why he's so sour, but he's Sarsauer. Here's another one. Oh, wait, where did it go? I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I just lost this. I had this up there already. Oh, here it is. This is on the Homeland Security website, dhs.gov. It says lawless abomination. Think about that for just a moment. Lawless abomination activist. Judge orders release of 4 criminal illegal aliens convicted of murder and child sex crimes from Louisiana lockup. So this activist judge orders the release of these 4 criminals that were murderers and perverts back out on the streets. Now, this goes back to February 11th of this year. So that was just, not quite 2 months ago. And so, again, here's this judge releasing in Louisiana 4 murderers and perverts out on the streets. Now, again, I have a problem with both the judge, but also these pervert murderers. Number one, the pervert murderers, if they come over here, they should be grateful for the United States of America being now a place where they can get away from their garbage countries, these filthy countries, and into the United States of America where they have hope. They can build dreams and build a life. And what happens? They get over here and they start murdering people and doing sex crimes, perverts against children. They get arrested, and some judge says, "Oh, release them. Release them." I don't understand this, ladies and gentlemen. I really don't. So let's see if I can read this. Washington, on Friday, February 6, 2026, a judge in the Middle District Court of Louisiana granted 4 criminal illegal aliens, 3 murderers, and a pedophile released from ICE custody. So ICE is doing a great job rounding these people up, getting them off of our streets. And these activist judges are releasing them back into our communities. And his name is Judge John DeGravels. Again, I'm not very good. Appointed, here we go again, ladies and gentlemen. So this judge that released 3 murderers and a pervert pedophile was a judge appointed by Barack Obama. Why is it always the Democrats? Honestly, why is it always the Democrats when you see these things? Why is it that the Democrat, especially the politician, but Democrats in general, they have given themselves over and they have aligned themselves with murderers and perverts? Murderers and perverts. Don't touch the murderers. Don't touch the perverts. They're one of us, said the Democrat judge. I'm being facetious, of course. But I can almost see that happening even in the courtroom. Oh, I don't care what you guys bring against him. He's one of us. Let him go. But, Your Honor, he murdered 4 people, and this guy's a pervert as well. And he's not grateful for being here. Yeah, but he's one of us. Let him go. I don't know what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this dude, let's see. Below are the criminal illegal aliens, Judge DeGravels, released back into American communities. Ibrahim Ali Mohammed, of course, Muslim, criminal illegal alien from Ethiopia, convicted for sexual exploitation of a minor. An immigration judge issued him a final order of removal on September 5, 2024. He was released into our country by Biden administration. So the judge was appointed by Obama, and it was the Biden administration that released this dude back. The final order released him back September 5th, 2024. Let's see who the next one is. Luis Gaston Sanchez, criminal illegal alien from Cuba with convictions of homicide, assault, resisting an officer, concealing stolen property, and 2 counts of robbery. And again, the immigration judge issued him final order of removal on September 24th, 2001. Ricardo Blanco Chomat, whatever, a criminal illegal alien from Cuba, convicted of homicide, kidnapping, aggravated assault with a firearm, burglary, robbery, larceny, and selling cocaine. So again, Ricardo was allowed into our country. Well, he was illegal, so he may have snuck in. But he was in our country. Instead of being grateful for being out of Cuba, the hellhole that Cuba has become, what does he do? He kills, kidnaps, assaults, steals, and sells drugs in a country that he should be grateful for. Instead of harming the people here, he should be helping the people here. Here's another one. Francisco Rodriguez Romero. He's also from Cuba. I wonder if they all know each other. Anyways, criminal illegal alien from Cuba, convicted of homicide and weapons offense. Immigration judge issued him a final order of removal on May 30th, 1995. Isn't that? That goes back a ways. Anyways, 3 Cubans and an Ethiopian. 3 Cubans and an Ethiopian, all who came from garbage countries and that should be grateful to be here and should treat the United States of America with some respect and some decency. And what do? They're raping our children. They are killing our people. They are selling drugs to other people. They are harming America. And then wonder like, oh my gosh, why am I being deported? Why am I in prison? Why am I being treated this way? And these activist judges, as far as I'm concerned, these activist judges like this should be rounded up and put in prison themselves. Or you know what I would do? I would send these activist judges to a country not even of their choice. I'd find the worst country. Send them to Cuba, send them to Ethiopia. Send them to one of these places. They want to let these people out into our streets. Let's let these judges out into their streets, and just go. One-way ticket. You lose your citizenship. Goodbye. So anyways, there's a frustration with me, and it's not just around this. I don't know what's going on in America right now. We used to have something that we called common sense. Did you know it's not common anymore? It's just not out there anymore. It's not around anymore. I don't know why. I don't know why it's so difficult for people to understand certain things that generations, as far back as we can think, realized these things, knew these things, stood on these things. Like punishment for criminals. Somebody murders somebody, you don't release them back on the street. Ever. And we're getting such these jail times and these prison terms. Oh, you get 20. Okay, you murdered somebody. Nobody should. You know where you should be if you're still alive. If they keep him alive, he should be behind bars forever. They slap this 20, 25 years, whatever it is, and then eligible for parole after 5. You know how ridiculous that is? What a slap in the face to everybody else who does their best to live life, stay to their own, build a life, do the things that they're supposed to be doing. What a slap in the face to the rest of us. I mean, what an absolute slap in the face to the rest of us. And this is ridiculous. I don't understand it. I can't wrap my brain around it. My brain doesn't think like that. My brain does not think like that. I don't know. I know common sense isn't so common, but there is people out there that do have a sense of right and wrong, but these activist judges don't. They don't care about us. They don't care about you and me. They don't care about us. They're activists. And they're trying to make some kind of weird statement by allowing murderers and rapists out on the streets with us, with our wives, with our children. And these activist judges, they need to be put behind bars. I don't know how they do that in that sense because I don't understand the law on that. I'm not a lawyer. I don't understand that. I'm going to look into it. Maybe we'll have a whole discussion just upon that and see if we can't stir something up in this. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to bring that to you because, this has got to come to an end. We've got to get a grip on this. So when you go to the voting booth, I'm serious about this. I've said this many, 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 many times before. And you would think that in America we would understand this and we would get a clue. We need to stop voting for these Democrats, for Democrats in general, okay? We need to stop voting for these Democrats. As a matter of fact, I was just looking at something, and I don't know where I put it or what I did with it. But nonetheless, there's a Democrat running in, I want to say Maine, but it doesn't really matter where. But he's running, and he has, from what I understand, the article said he has tattoos, like Nazi tattoos on his body. He has in the past said some very, very derogatory, racist things, and now he's the front runner for the Democrat Party in this particular race. Does that, in America, ladies and gentlemen, in World War II, our guys went out there and fought the Nazis, laid down their lives so Nazism would not make it to America. And it's here. It's here, ladies and gentlemen. It's here. And it's alive and well in the Democrat Party. And what's unfortunately, it's creeping out even of the Democrat liberal left into other areas. Many people in America right now are buying into the wickedness of that Nazism. And part of it, not only, but part of it is because we keep allowing all of these Muslims to come in. So that anti-Jewish mentality that's in Islam and the anti-Jewish mentality that's in Nazis and the Nazis are coming together and even putting a demand on church folks, Christian folks that should know better, to stand against Israel. This is weird. It's the weirdest thing in America, who fought the Nazis, who helped Europe get free of the Nazis, put an end to that Nazism, and now so many are embracing it. It is the weirdest, sickest thing that I don't understand it at all, ladies and gentlemen. I don't understand how these activist judges are allowing these rapists and murderers out on the streets with us, and how many in the church are embracing this. There's this cultural weird struggle going on. And I'm telling you, if Christians, real Christians, don't rise up and fight against it, we are going to have hell to pay in the United States of America and other places if we don't get a grip on this now. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, God bless you. And I'm going to try to see what I could do with this video. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. God bless. Thank you for joining us at Table Flippers. Table Flippers Podcast is a ministry of Greater Works Christian Church in Lancaster, California. You can find us on the web. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. Look for us at Greater Works Christian Church or Table Flippers. I hope to see you soon.